Hey everybody, it's Mucha Marapa from Matrix Global Media and creator of the Facebook Timeline Management Blueprint, where the sole objective over and above the actual gathering of leads and generating fans, getting lots of email addresses and selling on Timeline is to also make this easier for you, make your life easier, and specifically making sure that you can create 7 days of posts within an hour or less. So what I like to do is actually show you how I'm going about creating some of my posts, the thoughts behind that as well. Now, as I said, this is all based on the Timeline Management Blueprint, and I have a specific a few chapters and pages, considerable number on the whole posting rationale, because this really is the make or break of your time on Timeline. What is it you're going to say basically, and how are you going to say it? Now, there are ways and how to post and what to post. So what to post is the actual content. One day you're talking about this, another day you're talking about that. That's what I can cover in the video. The ways that you can post as well, the different sort of options that you have, and I've listed them all on here. Now I'm going to make just a sort of a bit of a full disclaimer here, is that it looks as though Facebook have removed the poll option. This has been updated itself in the blueprint. This is the other great thing about it. Anytime there are changes, I just go in there and I make the change, let you know about it. But I'm still listing it here just for the moment and just for this video purpose. So anyway, last week we went through, you saw my posting, you saw my sort of rationale behind it, and it is for this page here, which I'm calling FB Timeline Dimensions. It is going to change soon. I'm going to actually change the name of this soon. And at the time of me shooting this video, we're actually on a Wednesday. So what I would like to do is just take you back a couple of days here, and then we can go from here. All right. So I always like to change my covers. In the blueprint itself, I call it Google Doodle your covers, and that's just a reference to the way Google change their sort of look, the way Google is written. If there is a specific anniversary taking place, just a few days back, it was the 407th anniversary of the birth of Rembrandt, and they did something really cool. It really looked good. Anyway, I digress. So Google Doodling your covers, and what I did here with this absolutely wonderful lady in the picture. This is Jo Barnes, and Jo has been very much a teacher to me since my sort of really getting into not just social media, but specifically Facebook. Jo has been great, just a lovely person, very, very warm, very enthusiastic, a lot of passion about what she's doing, and leaves us quite accountable as well. And a good while back, I actually recorded an audio podcast with Jo. Every year, from sort of November time until just right up to Christmas, I do something called Ask the Experts, where I speak to different industry leaders and certainly people who have impacted me, and we talk a little bit about how their year's gone, what they're excited about, enthused about, and so on and so forth. And I was so thrilled to get Jo onto Ask the Experts. So what I've done here is I've put up the cover, and then I've put some wording here, but again, as you can see, there is in fact a call to action. So when you go and you click that link, it will actually take you straight to the interview that I had with Jo. This was the whole sort of idea and rationale with that, and in addition to actually listing that here, I did put some Facebook comments as well. So not only will people have an opportunity to listen to the interview, okay, they can comment on here, and people will say, well, what are they commenting about? And this is how it can sort of really spiral from there. So this was the idea with the change of cover. I think changing covers on their own is fantastic, okay, because it shows up in the newsfeed. But anytime you can add a link here, and let me show you how it would have been seen. So we move up here, you click on, and then I just put that here. So if somebody clicked on the image, there would actually be this link in their news feed. All right. So that was the idea on Monday, and literally that took 3 minutes, if that. Now, one thing I'll just very quickly flag is that this was originally a highlight image. That's all it was designed for. I never intended for it to be a cover, and this is why at the top here you can see a bit of the wording hidden behind the profile. But don't forget, because of the way this will show in people's newsfeed, it's not always a massive issue, of course, but it certainly wasn't going to be a reason why I didn't put this as a cover. Highly strategic. Okay, so Tuesday, this bright, beamy lady here with her beautiful son as well. This is Margaret. She's one of my students, and we've got over here. She's also a great singer. Sings at my church, and just absolutely wonderful. You know, great human being. Very talented songwriter as well. Now, Margaret has just got something that's becoming pretty iconic, actually, and it's called Reigning Designer Replica Handbags. And you look at the numbers here. This has happened in about a week. You know, it's been staggering, the numbers there. So what I've done here, one thing I mentioned in the blueprint, it's always good to acknowledge customers, clients on timeline, particularly when they like a page for the first time. So Margaret had come over here, liked the page, so I got a photo of her. This was one of my posts for the day, just to acknowledge her. Now, what's the sort of rationale behind that? Again, sometimes we go after hundreds and hundreds and sometimes thousands of customers and clients, but if we have somebody who is already on board, already believes in us, believes in what we're doing, we need to acknowledge them. Okay, it's that whole part of nursing that relationship, as my dear old dad used to say. You got to nurse it. You've got to sort of continue to cultivate it. So Margaret has already bought into what I'm about and what I provide and how I can help her. So therefore, I'm honoring her here. I am acknowledging her, and I'm also doing it in a couple of ways here. I say, great to have one of my students. So I make a mention that this is somebody who is a student of mine, and then I also provide a link. So I've tagged her fan page to her page, so people will be able to go over there. Again, that's the post for the day, because when this comes up in somebody's newsfeed, they're going to see, number one, this is one of my students, number two, this is her page, and when they go over there, they're going to see a great page that is a continual work in progress, and it's very, very much job done. Okay, so I've covered Monday, the cover image. I'm talking about industry perspective with the interview with Joe. Tuesday, there was a pin post where I spoke to Margaret. There was a welcome of Margaret, her picture, a link, and social proof both for her page and Margaret as a client. So Wednesday now, okay, we're going to talk about a pin post about PayPal payments. Now that's pin post, PayPal payments. So it's very poppy. Okay. But we go over to here, so Wednesday. Now the whole idea here is that I actually shot a video on PayPal on how to put a tab on a page. I think that's one of the first things everyone should do, and try and find an opportunity if indeed there is scope with your target audience, whether they are a hungry buying audience and they're willing to then and there sort of go ahead and buy something from you on timeline. Alright, so here I am. I'm just going to go and I will grab the image. So there's the image, and the copy itself, as you can see, once again I've got a link, so I'm sending everybody to my YouTube channel, and the copy is, are you able to get paid on Facebook? And I mean, could you accept payments right now? This video will show you how to do that via PayPal. Okay, so over here we go. And I'm just going to post that right now, and that'll come up. So as you can see, that took all of 90 seconds. Of course, now you've got to prepare, which page am I going to send this to, and these sort of handful of sentences here. Are you able to get paid on Facebook and all the rest of it? I've gone ahead and done those, right? So you've got to prepare those previously, but once you've done that, that's taken you all of 90 seconds. So we're going to carry on going through the week here now. Okay, so for Thursday, if you remember, I said that there's absolutely no reason why you can't and shouldn't get paid directly on your timeline. You must go ahead and make that decision to sell something. Alright, so what I've got for Thursday is, it's about some coaching. So I say, how would you like to work one-on-one with me with your timeline marketing? And there is a link here. When you look at the link, it actually leads you to a tab that I've created on Facebook, where I'm speaking about the actual coaching, and what it all entails. Alright, so we just go ahead and we're going to post that now. Okay, so that goes in here. we will post the image. Now we want to schedule this. I've shown this in several videos before, but I'm going to continue to do that, and you need to make sure that you've made a note of the actual dates itself. So we move over and we go to July. We go to the 18th. And time-wise, this is the interesting thing. You see all sorts of articles that come up saying what's the best time to post. Now if you've got people all over the world and you want to really sort of impact the whole EdgeRank capabilities, you need to mix it up. I'm here in the UK, and that's why my post for today was at about 9 AM. Alright, but tomorrow, let me just put something down for 2:30. And I've scheduled that, and that is done for Thursday. Okay. Now, while that's just working through, we're going to move over to Friday. Now, I can't speak highly enough about these guys at TabSite. They are just really coming up with some fantastic content, and I feel that I'm enhancing my own relationship with everybody on my timeline by sharing this. Okay, so the rationale that I actually have on this for TabSite is informative and relevant. Regrowing your fans. Okay, so everybody wants to grow more fans on timeline, and this is an article that I think would really help them. So I'm going to go and post that for Friday. Alright, so I put building a list through contents is a great marketing strategy, and the guys at TabSite have a checklist and tips for running a successful contest. Have you run any competitions via your timeline? So again, I ask a question so I can get some answers and some responses there. Alright, so this goes in very simple here. And I want to post my own image there, which won't be too dissimilar to the image that would automatically go there to the page itself. It goes in there. Now what I want to do is I want to actually tag this page. Just so that they have notification and people who like their page will see that. I once again go to schedule this. I add the month, we're still in July. I add the day, which will be the 19th. And I'll go even later in the day. This time I'll go 6:30 in the evening, early evening, and I schedule that. Now, do you see how easy this is? Once you get on a roll, you've just got to, it's kind of like when you sit down to prepare a meal. You know, you've got to get all the ingredients together, be very clear on what it is, but then once you've decided, it is very simple. You've just got to make the commitment to actually do it. Okay? Saturday, I am going with a fill in the blank. I think this is a really good way to get folks to sort of engage and come up with some of their own thoughts about something, right? So again, this is me seeking information that will help me as I produce content for people that they find valuable. I'm actually a little bummed out that it looks like the polls have been taken away. Those were absolutely immense to me, but it's not all doom and gloom. All right, so here we go. We've got a fill in the blank where I say, in order to really know that spending time on Facebook actually helps my business, I would need to what? Okay, fill in the blanks can be so powerful. So this is my post for Saturday the 20th. There we go. Just had to shorten that blank a little bit. Once again, we go over to post the image. And let me just show you that image so you can actually see it. Very simple. That's what will show up in somebody's newsfeed. Fill in the blank, and then of course the content will be there, which is a question, which, as I said, will be very, very valuable to me. Alright, so that's there. Once again, we go ahead and we just schedule it. We put Saturday the 20th. So we just move down. And Saturday morning, there may be people on Facebook sort of late morning in the UK. I'm just, again, you've got to just, this is so much, I don't want to use the word trial and error, I'd rather say the word testing, okay? And that has been scheduled. And then finally, we are going to put a video on there. I think every week you've got to have a video posting, because just the engagement can be really, really good with that. And the particular, what I've got for this particular one is timeline review. Yeah, I go through and I just review pages for people. They send me a link, I go, I talk about it, I put out some recommendations and suggestions. So I just want to let everybody know that Timeline Review is back. Now this will be a video, if you remember when with the PayPal video, that was sending people to my new YouTube channel. This particular video will all take place here on the actual page itself. Alright, and now all I need to do is load up this video. Now this will take a while, so rather than have you just sort of sit as this video is loading, I'm going to press pause on the video and I'll come back once it has been loaded. But I want to show you, you can again schedule videos. This is the great thing about it. So we go to July, we add the day, which will be the 21st of July. Right, I'm going to put 2:30 in the afternoon, and I'm scheduling that. So as you can see, it's just loading up, so we're just going to pause the video and I'll come back. Right, so if you take a look, this video has now been done. You can see that it has been scheduled, and if we click on the view activity log, here is everything. This is the week. Alright, like I said, today is Wednesday. This is for tomorrow. That's for Friday. That's for Saturday. And the video has gone up. The video is probably just having some final processing now, but that's done as well. So that's the entire week. And then when I just go back to the document here so you can see and understand the rationale, like I said, I like to start the week with a change of cover, but it can be any time. So for example, if a holiday or a significant event is happening during the week, of course change the cover, maybe change it 2 or 3 times. That doesn't matter. What you need to do is just change your covers regular and often. Tuesday was all about social proof. I wanted to acknowledge and honor a client of mine, both for the fact that they have taken the time to like my page, but also that they are doing great things with their own page. And for you, it could just be somebody who came in and bought something. You know, there's never any harm in that. After that, I talk about how you can get paid on Facebook. It's a YouTube video that I've put together. So that's on Wednesday. That's a pin post where they're clicking them and sending them away from Timeline. Thursday is my sales day. Right? I want to get some cash if possible. All right. So we just put a tab on there about the personal coaching, and actually, the tab itself is within Facebook. It's one of these landing pages that I set up here. So when you have a look, you can see Facebook Timeline. So the link that it sends to people to, it won't actually be out of Facebook. It will be within there. But that's what I've done on the Thursday. That's the sales day. Every week you've got to put something up and say, this is it and this is what it will cost, right? And here's how you can get it. Every week do that. Friday, some content about growing fans done by Tab Site. You have some wonderful things going on. Saturday is my fact finding day. I want to know some thoughts and feedbacks. What are people thinking? What can I do on my side to help them reach their goals via their business being on Timeline? And then Sunday, something that is great for EdgeRank purposes, is a video that I've actually loaded up on to Facebook directly, as opposed to sending them off for a YouTube channel. So as I said, this took next to no time. I try and say it will be about an hour a week. You've seen we're always hovering around about the 20-22 minutes here. So what I'm asking you is, could you put some things together in another 40 minutes if it took you 20 minutes to actually go ahead with the actual physical posting of it? There will be 1 or 2 things that you have to do on the day itself. A cover you can't schedule, you can't do it yet. Milestones is another thing, events is another thing. So there will be some things where you actually have to sit down and do it. But if you can schedule that either at the start or the end of the week for your sort of manually do it day, everything else can be posted. And I've just done this via Facebook. There are other applications out there, other software out there like Hootsuite that'll enable you to do that through there as well. But get it out of your head that it will take you a long time to post content, great content. And secondly, forget that thought that you can't actually sell and it's wrong to try and sell. You've just got to make sure each and every post you put is with view to gathering a response. Put hyperlinks there, send them to sales pages, post things that has to do with the problems that you can solve, your programs, your products, your services. All right, and you can see things will really move forward for you in a very positive way. And just a final thing, I mentioned the blueprint so much. If you would like more details on the blueprint, okay, just go to facebooktimelinemanagement.com. That's facebooktimelinemanagement.com. There's lots of information there, but as I said, I just like to base a lot of this from the blueprint, because I think once you have a roadmap, a step-by-step roadmap to follow, you can see that for less than an hour of your time a week, you can put something in place that could actually bring you a significant return. So thanks a lot for joining me as always. This is Mutya Marapa from Matrix Global Media, and I look forward to speaking to you again very soon.